everyone, welcome back to the channel Battleverse. Today we dive into one of the boldest and riskiest moves in modern naval history, the story of how the United States Navy ignored China's repeated warnings and went forward with the construction of a military base in the South China Sea. This isn't just about ships and planes, or about concrete and steel rising from the ocean. This is about power, influence, and the dangerous game of control over one of the most vital waterways in the entire world. When you look at the South China Sea, you don't just see blue water stretching endlessly. You see a lifeline of global trade, a route where trillions of dollars worth of goods pass every year. You see fishing grounds that feed nations, seabeds rich with oil and gas, and islands that are more than rocks. They are symbols of ownership and dominance. For decades, China has claimed almost the entire sea as its own, building artificial islands, deploying Coast Guard vessels, and issuing stern warnings to anyone who challenges its authority. Yet in the face of all that, the United States Navy has gone one step further, not only sailing through those waters but now establishing a base that signals permanence. And that single act has the potential to change everything. From the outside, the new base looks like something straight out of a futuristic defense blueprint. Picture massive reinforced docks capable of holding the weight of aircraft carriers, destroyers, and nuclear-powered submarines. Along the perimeter, radar towers stand tall like watchful sentinels, their dishes sweeping the skies, tracking every aircraft and every drone that enters the region. The walls are not ordinary concrete. They are layers upon layers of fortified material designed to resist missile strikes, with shock-absorbing technology hidden beneath. It almost looks like an immovable fortress planted right in the middle of contested waters. The message is crystal clear: the United States has arrived and it is not leaving. Inside, things are different. The interior of the base has been designed with efficiency and readiness in mind. There are no luxury quarters, no wide hallways, no unnecessary decoration. Instead, the interior is compact, streamlined, and functional. Control rooms glow with digital maps, tracking every ship in the region. Satellite feeds run on enormous displays, showing real-time data from the air and sea. The living quarters are simple, with slim bunks, modular storage, and climate systems tailored to handle the sweltering tropical humidity. The mess halls are efficient, the medical facilities are minimal but advanced, and every room serves a single purpose: to keep personnel ready for action at any moment. Unlike the grand exteriors, the inside whispers a different philosophy: survival and readiness above all else. Performance is what makes this base truly significant. Before its construction, the U.S. Navy had to rely heavily on bases in Japan, Guam, and other distant locations. Any deployment into the South China Sea meant long voyages, delayed responses, and reliance on fragile supply chains. But now, the equation has changed completely. Warships can dock, refuel, and resupply right at the heart of the contested zone. Fighter jets can be scrambled and launched within minutes, giving the U.S. an instant reaction advantage that wasn't possible before. Helicopters, drones, and reconnaissance planes can cover wider areas with less downtime. The performance boost doesn't just come from machines, it comes from time saved, and in warfare, seconds can mean the difference between dominance and disaster. The safety features of this base are as impressive as they are necessary. It's not just a sitting target waiting for China to unleash its arsenal. The base is wrapped in multiple defensive layers. Anti-aircraft batteries are positioned along the edges, ready to shoot down incoming missiles or drones. Anti-missile defense systems, some of the most advanced in the world, are programmed to intercept threats before they reach critical points. Beneath the surface, sonar grids and underwater detection sensors constantly monitor for enemy submarines lurking nearby. Even the hangars where aircraft are stored are reinforced with blast-resistant materials to shield them from surprise attacks. And beyond physical defenses, there are invisible shields too, cyber defenses so strong that even if one system is hacked, multiple backups ensure the base never loses control. Safety in this case isn't just about survival, it's about making the enemy think twice before even attempting a strike. But what makes this base stand out even more are its unique selling points. The most obvious is location. The South China Sea is the beating heart of maritime Asia, and whoever controls it holds influence over shipping, trade, and military movement. By building this base here, the U.S. has placed a permanent footprint right inside China's claimed zone. It is a bold move that forces Beijing to respond, whether through diplomacy, military pressure, or escalation. Another unique factor is its versatility. While it is clearly designed for conflict, it can also serve in times of peace. Humanitarian missions, disaster relief, anti-piracy operations, and securing international shipping lanes are all roles that this base can perform. In other words, it doesn't just represent war, it also projects the image of responsibility and global leadership. That dual nature makes it both threatening and reassuring, depending on where you stand. Of course, such a project doesn't come cheap. The price tag for constructing a base of this magnitude is staggering, easily in the billions. The cost covers everything from transporting heavy equipment across vast distances, reinforcing structures against missiles, to maintaining a constant flow of supplies and personnel. And the spending doesn't stop once construction is complete. The upkeep, defense, and operation will continue draining billions every year. But for Washington, the cost is worth it. This is not just about money, it's about power, deterrence, and influence. The price is measured not in dollars but in leverage, the ability to stare down rivals and say, "We are here, and we are staying." Now, the question is, what does this mean for the future? The conclusion is far from simple. On one hand, the U.S. Navy's new base cements America's role in Asia, ensuring that its allies can rely on its presence and that international shipping lanes remain free from domination. On the other hand, it openly defies China's repeated warnings, pushing the region closer to confrontation. Every day that the base operates, the risk of miscalculation grows. A single clash, a single missile, or a single aggressive maneuver could trigger a conflict larger than anything the world has seen in decades. Yet at the same time, the base also acts as a deterrent, a warning to any who might seek to dominate these waters by force. Think of it like a chess game where the US just moved its queen into the center of the board. It's powerful, intimidating, and it changes the dynamics of every move that follows. But it also paints a big target, and every rival piece on the board is now watching closely. China will not ignore it. In fact, it is already responding with military drills, warnings, and increased surveillance. Regional nations, too, are watching carefully. Some may welcome America's presence as a balance to Chinese power, while others may fear becoming battlegrounds in a struggle between giants. At its core, the story of this base is about more than steel and strategy. It's about the willingness of one nation to defy another, the risks of escalation, and the fragile balance of peace in one of the world's most contested regions. The exterior radiates strength, the interior shows efficiency, the performance gives unmatched reach, the safety features secure it against threats, the unique selling points make it invaluable, and the price underscores how much influence is worth in the modern era. Whether this gamble secures long-term peace or sparks the conflict everyone dreads, that is a question history will answer. So now I'll ask you, is this a masterstroke of strategy by the United States, or is it a dangerous step too far that could backfire catastrophically? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned here on Battleverse where we continue to explore the moves, the risks, and the consequences of global military power plays.